Mine's POV. Boring lectures and effed up life. What could be more annoying than this? Hold on, there is someone even more annoying. Tai, the alien, who is sitting behind me playing around and tossing paper balls at the nerdy class topper. I lazily glanced up and noticed the class topper interrupting the lecture by complaining about him. Finally, some peace. Miss Wine, get out if you can't concentrate in class. Me? Asked confused. Did I stutter? Irritatingly asked. Giggles. Everyone is silently laughing at me, including him. I swear I'll end this guy someday. Teacher stopped teaching and was waiting for me to leave class, looking pissed. He won't believe me if I try to convince him that I wasn't tossing paper balls at the nerd. I'm his most unfavored student. F my life. I just clenched my jaw and was going to stand up when someone from my row beside me stood up before me. I was the one throwing paper balls at her. Took the blame calmly. There was pin drop silence in the class and I just stared at him. How am I not supposed to fall for him? I didn't expect this behavior from you. You are spoiling yourself by being with her. Gesturing towards Wine. I just looked down and chuckled on my knees. Am I really a bad influence on him? JK was about to say something, but a voice interrupted him. So now we are learning to judge people in stats lecture. Arms folded over his chest while he was maintaining direct eye contact with Professor. Class started laughing loudly and Professor was about to say something, but he stopped as he saw Jungkook leaving the class shortly followed by Ryan. Professor chose to ignore this time. Alright students, turn to page number... in the canteen. Why did you took the blame? Seriously looking at him. I don't like that professor, sipping his juice while looking at her with his two eyes. Besides that, I was finding an opportunity to escape, and the timing was just perfect. After a few seconds of feeling silence, I mustered up my courage and asked him. Am I really a bad influence on him? Asked softly. However, before he could open his mouth to answer me, letting the look took a breathing and turned my head to throw a glare at his palm. Is our lady helping softly? Said while standing behind her, crunching down to her lap, pouting. I stood up from my seat angrily as he straightened up, and I pushed him hard to create a distance. Ouch! So eager to touch me, covered his chest with his hands. Why are you always behind me? Yelled frustratingly. Jungkook came behind me and held my arm. Taehyung, why do you pick on her so much? And why are you skipping the lecture? Being done with their bickering. Sorry, mommy. Laughed at the pissed expression and walked away listening. Time skip. Vine was sitting in the changing room of school, all sweaty, bandage on her hand, fuming in anger. Again. And there was standing her boxing coach, adding fuel to the fire. Where were your focus? I won, didn't I? Colby replied while looking down. You managed to win this time, Vian. She was a weak opponent, that's why you won. You don't play like this. You gave her some points for free when you could have dodged her easily. What were you thinking? Frustrated by her strange behavior. Removing bandages calmly. If you don't find me good enough, then you are free to choose someone else next time. Throw bandages on the floor and walked out. Ryan was walking through the basketball court when a player threw basketball in her direction with full force, which she didn't saw coming. Students like to tease Ryan because of her anger issues. Ball hit Vine directly on the head and she fell down due to strong impact, hissing in pain. Some players and coach ran towards Vine and Jungkook held Vine by her shoulders and asked worriedly. Jungkook is one of the best basketball player of college. Are you okay? Should I take you to the hospital? Explained scared. No. A fight broke out. One guy started beating the guy who threw ball at Vine. The guy who was beating the living out of other was none other than the basketball captain. Since they were on the same team, the coach and the other players tried to separate them, but I had no idea. How dare you! How dare you! Yelled while throwing punches and kicks without any point. While Jungkook watched the scene with open eyes, completely forgetting about Vine's pain. After so much time, coach and players while a daring cute guy named Park Jimin questioned his soulmate. What was that for? Tae glanced at Vine, making her and Jungkook come out of trance. Jungkook helped Vine to stand. He messed with me. That's why I beat him. Looking at Vine intensely. You always have to make everything about yourself. Attention seeker. Shook her head lightly and exited the basketball court, followed by Jeon. Enemies to lover? However, he stopped laughing as he saw Tae glaring at him. On the other hand, JK was sort of running behind Vine to catch up with her quick pace, and he finally did. Hey, he fought for you and you insulted him. Don't you think this was unnecessary? Questioned while grabbing her arm and turning her towards him. Don't be delusional. He beat that guy because of his own business, not for me. Calmly stated while facing Jungkook. We all know that he was lying. Rolled his eyes. Okay then, what do you want me to do? Marry him out of appreciation? What? When did I? Listen, Cook. Kind strangers become your advocates when your own folks forget to take a stand for you. Placed her hand on Jake's shoulder and spoke in a grave tone. Saying this, Vine left the place, leaving Jungkook standing still in confusion as he tried to take her words in. Time skip. Vine was walking towards her home. No, not a home, just a place where she happens to live. She stopped in front of her house. She can hear loud voices coming from inside. She sighed with a heavy heart and walked towards it slowly, but stopped when the main door flung open. Stepped out and took stumbling step towards Vine, mumbling some curse words, and stood right in front of her, while Vine plunged her nose in disgust as a strong liquor smell hit her nostrils. Why are you here? Didn't I told you not to come here in this condition? This is my mother house too. I can come whenever I want and do whatever I want, yelled drunkenly while trying to stand still. Kang, Vine's elder brother, don't support his family, yet take pride in taking everything from them. not in good condition because of you. Expressed bluntly. With his bottle, Dai struck wine, which broke into pieces. He was going to strike on her head, but as a reflex, he shielded her head with her arm, making her arm get injured severely in the process. A loud, high-pitched scream was heard, and a woman in her late 50s ran out upon witnessing the scene. Dai was totally drunk, as he don't know what he is doing. He just stumbled away while mumbling something. The woman, who is Wine's mother, sobbed as she held expressionless Wine by the arm and led her into the house, as Wine blankly watched him leave with vacant eyes. Little did they know that someone was watching this whole gut-wrenching scene in utter shock. To be continued. Subscribe for more.